Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is your lucky day because in today's video why is Angry Birds happening outside of my window? What was I saying? In today's video, I'm going to be testing out two products. So one of them you have probably seen all over TikTok, all over YouTube already, and that one is the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. I have been avoiding trying this because just based off of the description and what I've seen other people say about it, I feel like this is not going to be too great for me, but I was at Walmart the other day and I impulsively bought it. So we're going to be testing that out today, as well as something else that I have not seen a single person talk about this yet. And this is from Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Whipped Matte Makeup. So this is supposed to be a primer, a powder, a concealer, and a BB cream all in one. So those are the two products that we are going to be testing today. Let's go ahead and zoom in and we can get started. So I do already have my eyebrows done. I'm not wearing any eyeshadow. I could not be bothered. But yeah, let's get started on the skin. So I guess first we're going to go in with this from Maybelline. I have swatched this before, but I haven't actually put it on my face, so I'm a little bit nervous. This is what the Maybelline Perfector looks like. I have the shade medium. Yes, 03 medium. This model, oh, can you even see? This model, she looks like very similar to my skin tone, or even like a little bit lighter than me, like on the actual box. But then when you turn the box to the side, like this looks so dark or like so orange compared to like this girl on the front. So I'm a little worried about if this shade will match me, but according to the description, this is a self-adjusting shade. So it's supposed to naturally like match your skin. I don't know if it's actually going to do that, but let's find out together. I've already moisturized my face. You can see my face is nice and plump. So I'm not going to go in with any primer because this claims to have primer in it. Primer, concealer, powder, and BB cream. I don't know if you should shake it, even though it does look like a whipped mousse. Can you see that like texture on the box? I'm still gonna shake it because it sounds like there's liquid inside. In terms of the packaging, we just have a squeezy tube. Nice and simple, that's all we got. I think I'm just gonna put it on my face and we'll go from there. This looks dark. Okay, let's start off with that, but that looks significantly darker than my skin tone. It said that you can go in with your fingers, but I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just gonna go in with a brush. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's dark. Do we feel like it self-adjusted? Maybe a little bit. I kind of feel like it did, unless I'm just delusional because I also barely slept last night. I do still think my skin looks a little darker than what it typically looks like with like foundation on, but I don't know, it kind of self-adjusted. I guess it is like very light coverage, so even if it is the wrong like shade in general, it still should look fine because of the coverage. Obviously you can see it is very, very low coverage because this scar gets covered with any basic foundation, and the fact that it's not being covered by this just really tells you how light the coverage is, but it does look pretty smooth. We'll see. Let's try the other side. It's like a ball, like it comes out as a ball, like it's not even a liquid. Let me try to get nice and close so you can see if the color is adjusting to my skin or not. Uh-oh, I might have put a little too much on my forehead because now it's like getting crusty in my hairline because like I said, this is a really matte product. Uh-oh. I will say, although it is matte, it does blend very easily. Like I don't have to press super hard with my brush or anything, so that's nice. As you can see, I have my forehead done and this side of my face. Are we seeing a difference on camera? This side looks more matte and it definitely does look more smooth. All right, let's finish up this side of my face. You can see on this side I have like quite a few scars, so let's see what this can do. Also, it makes a really weird sound when you squirt it. I'm gonna see if I can make you guys hear what I'm hearing. Look how dark that looks, like fresh out of the tube. Look how dark that looks. It looks like I could bronze with this shade. Like that's how dark it looks, but it does kind of blend into my face. Obviously my neck is very light because I have not been getting any type of sun at all for like the past 5 months, but I mean, who has? So we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna put any of this on my neck, but we'll see. What I will say, as I'm just sitting here blending, it feels like nothing. Like, this really does feel like, have you guys ever tried, is it Garnier, I think, that was like the only brand in the drugstore that had a BB cream for like 10 years and everybody had it? Like, literally, it doesn't matter what your skin tone was, even though they only had 2 shades. I feel like every single person owned that BB cream at some point in their life. And you know how that one felt like, even though you did have something on your face, you couldn't feel that you were wearing anything on your face? This feels really similar. Like, I feel like I'm not wearing any makeup right now. It's not terrible. It's not the worst shade that I've ever put on my face, but it's very warm. Can you see? Look at my neck and look at my cheek. Just right off the bat, I feel like this is definitely a product that I will have to use in the summer when my skin is not only a little oilier, but also a little darker. I do kind of want to layer some up on my nose just to see how it's gonna look. Let's try that. Maybe I'll try it on my finger, on my nose. Okay, so what should I do? Let's squirt some on my nose. I'm gonna try to spread this out with my finger, because I mean, I do think you would definitely get more coverage with your finger. Okay, yeah, I don't like using my finger for this. Are you guys like me? Like, do you ever forget to relax your shoulders? Like, sometimes I'm rewatching my footage for videos and I see that the whole time my shoulders are like this and I'm like, relax, girl, relax. All right, let's just finish that off with a brush. Okay, I do have some dryness around my mouth and I feel like you can definitely see that. Like, right here, this like white patch that you're seeing, that's a dry spot. And I'm not surprised that this type of product would cling to dry spots because it is super matte. So it makes sense that it's clinging to dry spots. I just wish that it wasn't. Just to finish this off, I'm just going to press my skin with my beauty blender. Just do a couple pats. There's a little bit of crustiness, like right here on both sides of my face. And my under eyes aren't like particularly dry right now, even though it is winter, so I'm not too sure what's happening there. But honestly, I like how this looks on the cheeks. I like how it looks like on the forehead. I'm just not loving it right here close, like up under my eyes. So I don't think I would like this as a concealer. I think that's good enough for now. Let me give you guys a close-up. So before we go in with the NYX Serum Concealer, I am going to apply some color corrector on my face because listen, I swatched this shade and this is the shade medium. So actually this video is very simple because I'm shade medium in both of these products. This shade, just looking at it, I know it's not going to work without a color corrector. And this has nothing to do with the coverage of the concealer. Even if I'm using a super high coverage concealer, I have to use a little bit of color corrector because no matter what, if I don't use color corrector, my under eyes look gray. Like, it doesn't matter what concealer it is, my under eyes look gray. So I'm gonna apply some color corrector under my eyes and around my mouth. And when I come back, we will test out this concealer. So BRB. All right, I am back. I look less like a zombie because I have color corrector on. If you're wondering, the color corrector that I use is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand. It's just the perfect amount of coverage and also the perfect amount of orangey color that it doesn't completely hide my dark circles, so like I can still use a concealer on top of it, but it cancels out just the grayness of it. So yeah, I love that concealer and I use it every single day. Before anybody gets mad at me in the comments of, oh, of course the concealer is gonna look good because you put a color corrector. Listen, I would never ever in my life wear concealer without a color corrector. So if I were to test this concealer by itself, it just wouldn't be honest because that's not how I wear concealer. And also just the coverage, I don't believe that this is supposed to be a full coverage concealer. I don't believe it's marketed as a super full coverage concealer. That's why I'm not going to test it without color corrector. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are not too mad at me for doing that, but I just wanted to really try this in the way that I would actually wear it in real life. So yes, let me show you guys what this looks like on the skin. I am gonna squirt this directly on my face. Okay, we're doing a lot of let me not even finish that sentence. Let's show you the concealer. I'm going to apply this right here. All right, that is one full pump. That might be a lot, I'm not too sure, but this is a serum concealer, so I think it's okay if you go a little overboard. I don't think that's gonna mess up anything. I'm just gonna spread that out with my brush, so I'm not blending, I'm just literally spreading it. Oh, it feels like water. Like on my brush, it feels like water. That's really cool. Okay, maybe I put too much. Because this is more of a liquidy concealer, again, a serum concealer, I think I can definitely let it dry down a little bit before blending it out. So while I'm waiting for it to dry down, I'm gonna get my powder all set up so that way I can just set my under eyes as soon as I am ready to do it. So the powder that I'm gonna use under my eyes today is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Honey. I'm only gonna set under my eyes because the Maybelline Perfector claims to also be a powder. Based off of that, I don't think I need to powder like my nose and my cheeks, right? So we'll see. I'm just gonna set this up and have it ready to go. It's been about 2 minutes. I think we can blend this out. Did you know some people wash their beauty blenders after every single use? I'm sorry, who has time for that? Literally, who has time for that? I wash mine like once a week or like once every 2 weeks, depending on how often I'm wearing makeup. I cannot imagine washing this every single day. This is like, this blends so easily. Probably could have used less, but I'm not mad. I am not mad at all. So what I do on days when I'm not wearing eyeshadow, as you can see, my eyelids are naturally very dark, okay? Hyperpigmentation gang, what's good? So I'll just use whatever concealer I'm wearing that day to create a line to make it look like I wore eyeshadow. Like, do you see? Doesn't that look like I have like a gorgeous brown smoky eye? And it's genetics, okay? I feel like we have been conditioned to want to cover everything. Like, we want to cover our hyperpigmentation, we want to cover our dark circles. I'm obviously guilty of that. Like, I have an obsession with concealer, but sometimes you gotta learn how to make these things work in your advantage, okay? Wow, that was very like self-love stuff. I'm sorry, I know you didn't come here for that. You can see the coverage. The coverage is there, surprisingly. I feel like we look good, but let me not jinx it. I'm gonna take my brush and just smooth out any lines that might have formed while I was blending. Obviously, I did use a lot of concealer, but I do have to say it's playing well. Like in the areas where it's meeting that Maybelline Perfector, there's nothing like weird happening, which you would think something weird would happen considering that the Maybelline product claimed to give you the finish of a powder. Putting the serum concealer on top of it surprisingly is not interrupting anything. Like, it looks good. Oh, that's a thumbnail. Sometimes when I'm filming, I look at the faces that I make and I'm like, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Before I set the under eye, I am going to give you guys a little close-up to show you what it looks like without any powder. I have a very light amount of this Laura Mercier powder, and I'm just going to tap it into my under eyes. I feel pretty. Okay, I can't stop looking at myself. Look at the difference, okay? The difference might not be crazy on camera, but in real life, this looks good. This looks very good in real life. I like it. Let's get some concealer on the other side before I get too excited. Same thing again, I'm going to spread it out with this brush. When it comes to concealers that are like this, that are more liquidy and very like extremely blendable. If you just blend it out right away, you are definitely missing out on some coverage that you could get if you just let it dry down like an extra, even like 20 seconds. Like, you know, do something else in the meantime, like, I don't know, cut your hangnails or something, you know? Just let it dry down a teeny weeny bit. I was about to sing that song from TikTok. Eeny weeny, teeny weeny, shrivel little that I can't say on YouTube because my dad watches my videos. This is definitely a dewier concealer, which I feel like normally I would hate, but for some reason, maybe it's because the rest of my face is so matte, but I like it. I mean, I'm not done blending, but just in terms of the finish, like, I actually really like how dewy it is. My mom is cooking like some kind of curry. I don't know what she's making, but where I sit down to film, the vent is like right in front of me, and like the smell is just coming up, and like the smell of like all the spices. Like sometimes when she cooks, the air in the house is literally spicy. The air will make your eyes water, it'll make you cough, just because she's cooking downstairs. It's crazy. That's how you know the food is gonna taste good. Again, just taking a light amount of setting powder. I really want to powder in between my eyebrows because look how they are just reflecting light. And honestly, I didn't put much of that Maybelline Perfector like actually in between my eyebrows. So whatever powder is left on my brush, okay, there's not much, I'm just gonna dust it off in between my eyebrows because that looks a little too shiny for me. I want to keep this video nice and simple, so I'm not going to do any blush or bronzer, nothing like that, because I really do want to see how these products look by themselves. However, I am going to use a setting spray. Do not yell at me for using setting spray. I feel like the 4-in-1 Perfector in a way is made like for when you're in a rush, like if you just need to get ready and go. This is the product that you can use. Let me tell you this, if I'm applying any type of base product on my face, I am going to use a setting spray, okay? It doesn't matter if I'm in a rush. I don't care if I'm about to like give birth, okay? If I just put on makeup, I'm using a setting spray. Anyways, the setting spray that I'm using is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Spray. This has long been a favorite of mine. I'm not gonna like douse myself in setting spray, but we need a little bit. I think also because the 4-in-1 Perfector is very matte, I need my skin to look like skin. So let's give it a spray. Zooey mama. We look good though. Tell me I don't look good. Listen, sometimes when I put my hair in a ponytail, I just automatically feel like 5 times cuter than I actually am, but I feel like I look good. So while we let these setting sprays sink into my skin, I'm gonna go off camera, put on some mascara and a lip, and we will be right back. All right, so I am back and this is the finished look. I went with like a little bit of a more bold lip compared to like what I'm used to wearing, and I don't know if I like it or not. Let me know what you guys think of this lip color, but anyways, let's talk about the skin. I am so mixed right now. I think maybe it's because I'm trying the Skin Perfector in the winter when my skin is a little bit more dry than it normally is. I feel like my texture is exaggerated a little more because it is such a matte product. That's to be expected. Matte products typically do that. So immediately, although I am gonna wear this for a few hours, immediately I would recommend that if you purchase this, make sure your skin is extremely moisturized. I would even say if you have like a facial oil, maybe use that. In one way, I feel like you can see my texture more than usual, but on the other hand, I feel like my skin looks really smooth. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, in terms of the color, like if you're looking at me from far away, I don't think the color looks that off, like compared to my neck and my chest. Like I don't think the color is that bad. So I guess it is self-adjusting. I'm sure if you use too much at a certain point, it will not be self-adjusting because it'll just be building and building and building. I do think that medium was a good choice. In terms of the concealer, I really like how it looks right now. If it stays like this, I am gonna be so happy. If it creases a crazy amount, then I'm not gonna love it. But if it stays the way it looks right now, I will be so happy. I feel like it looks like my skin. Yeah, I am gonna try to wear this for a couple of hours. I won't be able to do a full wear test today, sadly, but to be honest, usually I can tell if I like or don't like a product within the first 3 hours. So I'm gonna try to give you guys, I guess, a mini wear test, and we will see how these products hold up. Okay, so I am back for the first check-in of today. It's only been about an hour and a half. I have not done much. As usual, when I finish doing my makeup, especially for a video, I just sit down in front of my ring light, make some TikToks, scroll on TikTok a little bit. Very easily, I have managed to pass 1.5 hours. And I'm gonna be honest, my face, I feel like it looks exactly the same. If anything, I feel like the Maybelline Perfector might be a little bit too matte. Like, I'm not used to wearing fully matte base products anymore, like especially foundation. So I'm just not used to it. However, I do think if I wear this in the summer, I will love it. My under eyes look exactly the same. Nothing has changed in terms of texture under there. I'm gonna come back maybe in like 2 hours and show you guys again what my face is looking like. Yes, I will see you guys in my next check-in. Hello, so I am back and I've had this makeup on for about 5 hours now. And here is a little close-up of what my skin is looking like. I have my final thoughts, and honestly, they're pretty good. Let's just go in order that I use the products. So starting off with the Maybelline 4-in-1 Skin Perfector. I like it. My only issue with it is that I think it's just a little bit too matte for the way that my skin is right now. But in the summer, I definitely do see myself reaching for this as a foundation just because of how lightweight it feels like actually on my skin and just how it looks. Like I said, it's been 5 hours and I didn't apply any powder to the like sides of my cheeks or like to my cheeks at all. And only now, after 5 hours, I feel like there's like a little bit of glow coming in on my cheeks. But considering the fact that it's been 5 hours and this is no powder, we look good. And also, look at my nose. My nose does not really look oily at all. Like, you can see it definitely doesn't look like super fresh, but my nose itself doesn't look oily, and I barely used any powder. Like, I literally just used whatever powder was extra on my brush and it looks good. So I'm definitely gonna have to try this again. When I do try it again, I'm probably gonna use the most hydrating primer that I have underneath, or like my juiciest moisturizer underneath, just to make sure that I don't get any dry patches. So like you can see on this corner of my mouth, like that's a dry patch that the foundation is clinging to. Well, I don't want to say foundation, but like, you know what I mean. You can see that it's definitely clinging to those spots. Overall, we look really good and I like it a lot. So if I had to rate it out of 10 right now, I think I would rate this Skin Perfector a 7.5, maybe an 8. I'm gonna say 8. I do think it could be a 9 if you have the right skin prep, the right skin type. If you have dry skin, stay away. I would say even if you have normal skin, unless you moisturize super well, you might want to stay away from this as well. But if you have oily skin or combo oily skin like myself, you will love this. Next up, we have the NYX Serum Concealer. I like it. Honestly, my under eyes look pretty good considering it's been 5 hours. If you're new to my channel, I allow for some creasing to happen under my eyes, because if you have creases under your eyes, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Your concealer will crease, right? If you have creases under your eyes, your concealer will crease. That's how skin works. That's how makeup works. So I always do allow for a little bit of creasing to happen. That doesn't bother me. I've had some very extreme creasing in previous videos with other concealers, Rimmel, but all things considered, I think our under eyes are looking very good. I really like the finish of this concealer. I love how it looks on my skin, and I like that it's more of a, I want to say, medium buildable concealer rather than a full coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. I think it could be light coverage as well. Like if you use a very small amount and you use your beauty blender, or like you use your sponge, you could definitely get light coverage, but I kind of want to classify this as a true medium coverage concealer, and there's definitely a time and a place for that kind of product. So if that's what you're looking for, I do think you'll actually like this. And I can't lie, at the beginning of this video I was so skeptical of this concealer, just because everybody that I saw trying this on TikTok, they all naturally didn't have any dark circles to begin with. So I'm like, of course it works on you, because any concealer is going to work for you. I have very dark circles and we look good. I do predict that if I were to wear this for another like 4 hours, another 5 hours, like if I were to wear this for like 8 or 9 hours in total, I feel like it would start to deteriorate on me just a little bit in the under eyes. But overall, I feel like my makeup looks really good. Like I feel pretty. And I've had this on for quite a while, so I'm very satisfied. If I had to rate this concealer, I would probably rate it an 8 or an 8.5. I think we're just gonna stick with a solid 8 for now until I can actually test how it performs like over a very, very long period of time, like 9 hours, like 9 hours plus. I think that's when you'll get like a really, really good idea of if a concealer works for you or not. I'm happy. I would happily go out like this. Well, I mean, not in this outfit, but like with my face looking like this, I would very happily like go somewhere, you know? But yes, so those were my final thoughts on the 2 products that I tried today. Let me know in the comments if you have tried either of these before, if you want to try them, what have you heard about it, what do you like, what do you not like. Let me know all of that good stuff. I love hearing it. Also, let me know in the comments if there is anything else that you want me to try, review, test, you know, do all of that stuff on my channel, and I will do my very best to do that for you. I'm having trouble speaking. It's been a very long day, okay? I worked a whole shift before I filmed this video, so I'm very tired. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!